Hi everybody, I hope everyone's doing okay out there. I feel a bit like this week I'm living in Groundhog Day. I don't know if you've ever seen that film. If you haven't, you should definitely give it a watch. But essentially repeating the same day over and over again is not unpleasant. But I'm finding that my day is essentially made up of Spanish, work, YouTube, and a bit of exercise. And that's kind of, it's getting a bit repetitive. It's fine. I don't know. Comment below how you feel at the moment. Okay, so in this video, what I wanted to do was give a little bit of a tactical update of what I would recommend you guys doing at the moment, whether you're at GCSE or going to GCSE or A-level or university or whatever. There are certain categories of students that I've been talking to on Instagram and Reddit and YouTube, and I just wanted to make a summary video of the types of advice that I've been giving out. I'm also keeping my beady eye on any updates that are being made to the predicted grading system and the appeals process and what that means for you guys, and making at least weekly videos on it. So if you want to keep updated, hit that subscribe button. Advice number one is, should you be doing your schoolwork? And perhaps not surprisingly, my advice is yes, you should be. And I'll tell you why. It's not just to continue to impress your teachers or needlessly, or to help your education in general. It's actually a bit tactical as well, because what your teachers will be doing right now is obviously deciding what predicted grades you will get. And although, of course, the work that you're doing now, according to the new system by Ofqual, isn't going to count directly, your teachers will have something called cognitive biases. And this essentially is a subconscious view of what you are as a student, and we all do it as human beings. We have certain inbuilt perceptions of other people, and so what it means is, even if your teacher doesn't realise that they'll be making grades based on the work that you're doing now, they probably will have it somewhere in their mind when they're actually inputting that grade into the database. They also might be kind of thinking, well, if they're not working hard now, would they actually work hard when it came to the actual crunch time of the exam? On the other hand, if you're not being set a lot of work or any work by teachers, which I've heard is happening as well, then you've got a bit more leeway, and it's more responsibility on you to try and use your time effectively. But if you're not being set a lot of schoolwork, then you're going to have more time to do the next two bits of advice I'm about to talk about. Okay, advice number two, this is for people who think that they might not get the grades that they want or need to progress to their next stage. So let's say this might be from GCSE to sixth form to do your subject of choice or get into the sixth form of your choice, or it might be sixth form to university or whatever. If you don't think you're going to get that grade, what do you do? And quite a simple advice here is start to revise now, because that is going to put you head and shoulders above all of the competition when it comes to taking those resets, because there are only a set number of places at each grade, so there is an element of national competition to this. So get ahead of the competition, take away some of that stress, and just start revising even a bit if you think there's a good chance that you're not going to get the grades that you need. And advice number three is for students who are relatively confident that they're going to get the grades they need to progress to the next stage. Now bear in mind, this is probably the majority of you out there. Although it might feel like you might not get the grades that you need to progress to the next stage, statistically you probably will. But I know that feeling of kind of worst case scenario, and you think that's going to happen. I'm a massive overthinker about worst case scenario. But bear in mind that most people will probably get the grades that they need to progress on. And if you're one of these people, then again, my advice is simple, and that is to get ahead of the game for your next stage. If that next stage is GCSE to A-level, then what I'd recommend is getting in touch with your college or school and asking them, really importantly, which exam board you are doing for your subjects. Once you've found out that exam board, whether it's AQA or EdXL or whatever, then you're in a position where you can start looking up the topics that you might be covering. Once you found out which exam board you're going to be covering, then I would download an amazing scheduling app called Adapt, and that will literally have every single topic you're going to be doing within that specific exam board over the next 2 years for you. You can just take what you need, put it into your daily plan, and it will even use smart learning to help you actually learn better. And you can use this as essentially a crib sheet to make sure that you're not going off into areas that are going to be pointless for you. And you can start looking up YouTube videos, you can start looking at courses on Seneca, or you could buy textbooks off Amazon, and all of these things will give you a great head start on next year. And if you're going to sixth form to university, my advice is quite similar. I would go on to the course that you're planning on doing. I'd look up the syllabus, or at least a rough guideline of what you're doing, and then I would just start looking up loads of things, because of course university is much more about wider reading. So very similar advice. I'd start looking on YouTube, I'd start maybe doing an online course, or in fact, this is one that just came to me, I would recommend getting an online tutor. Now if you can't afford an online tutor, then I'm going to give another plug to this incredible organization and an amazing opportunity for you guys called the Coronavirus Tutoring Initiative. It is totally free tutoring, and they can give you advice on university, they can give you advice on your future, they can give you advice on your subject. It is a totally amazing resource. Link in the description below in order to sign up. Okay guys, so this was some broad advice I'm giving you. I hope it was useful. If you want any more specific advice, please do comment below. And if there's any more content you'd like me to make in future, it's really useful for me to know as well. So please comment below, because otherwise I'm just kind of shooting in the dark. I've got weekly videos coming out on how to live your best life at GCSE and A-level. So hit that subscribe button if you want to stay informed and updated. Until next time, see you later.